Alright, welcome back to One Piece Anime Re-Review, episode number 66. This one, I should probably apologize for taking this long. Now, I thought we'd just do it at 8:30. I didn't realize, though, they released 24 more episodes, because right now, as of right now, for the One Piece anime, they have dubbed up to episode 854. So I have exactly 48 episodes to catch up on. Yes. But here I'm only discussing the first four. 807 to 810. 4 episodes I originally discussed 5 years ago. Now, I basically remember these episodes pretty well. I may not remember every single detail about these 4 episodes, but I do remember them. In the case of 807, 808, this was simply put an hour-long special that aired 1 week back 5 years ago. They aired this the same week as that there was going to be, I believe it was like a couple episodes of Dragon Ball Super was airing the same week. Either that or Dragon Ball Super took a week off for this one. And do you know how many chapters they adapted in this one episode? 1 full chapter. Yes, it was this is the first ever, this is probably the only time the whole series that you actually see a part 1 and part 2 as a title sequence. Because, if you know this, despite the fact that these episodes part of the same story arc, there's no part 1, part 2. This is the only time, to my knowledge, they have ever done this. I think they may have done it for the specials, but not where it's episodes of the series. Simply put, what happens in this two-parter? Well, Luffy gets to fight with Sanji. Well, actually, it's a one-way fight where Sanji beats the living crap out of all his moves. And of course, after he basically beats him, and of course, Nami, upset with him for doing this, where he's walking away, he says, "Sanji, wait." And then she just slap him really hard in the face. Like, really hard. Yeah, for Nami, this is nothing unusual. She slaps him all the time, so it's not really a big issue. Plus, of course, he's in love with her. Because it's been, like, heavily implied in the series that he's got feelings for her and Nico Robin. But in the case, it's more for Nami, because you know her longer than Nico Robin has. I mean, he's obviously got feelings for her, but I think it's more stronger for Nami than it is for any other woman in the series. So he goes off his carriage, and they go off to go to the Whole Cake Chateau. Luffy basically yells, and of course the guy praise Con Clickbear for doing this, for keeping up with the sub actors for this scene, where he'll stay exactly where he is. He will stay there. He will not leave until Sanji brings him some food. And he doesn't care if he starves. He will stay there until he comes back. And he stays there. And by the time you finish episode 810, he's still there. Meanwhile, though, Big Mom is informed about what happened to her son, Cracker. He's like, "They defeated one of my sweet generals, happy with my kids. Send out the army!" Yes. And it's a humongous army, made up of pretty much a lot of her children. Yeah, I do mean a lot. Heck, they even had debut a few smaller children. And in 809, we have debut of a lot of characters. We have Counter, Cabota, Massacron, Jagpron, Newson, Raisin, Macaron, Nugin, Naochi, Ushi, Kadoza, Wario, Dushi, Dawargi, Ania, where I believe she's the youngest of all, and she's like 8. Yeah, 8. Angelus, D-Chat, Wolfers, and Normandy. They do have debut. One of the, now, I checked basically a lot of these characters that are English dub actors. None of them I've heard of before. Like, Carbetto is voiced by Matt Thurston. Counter, yeah, he's actually one of the 4 quartets. Nisha Tordilla. One of the Snake Twins, who's Minister Tupperware. Yes, Minister Tupperware. He's voiced by Van Bar Jr. His sister is voiced by Melody Morris. The couplets, which these are Nuichi, Naoji, Noshi, Nogo, Namaji, Alchemy, Richard, and Fergman. They're voiced in English dub by Cedric Williams, Ben Kamaki, Den Mobley, Garrick Stans, Kristen Sutton, one actress, Jet Saxton. She's voiced Almaki, Meg McCann, Ramakee, Jennifer Axe, and Veronica Lukes. And that's your like. And this is actually apparently this is actually the most Big Mom ever had as children. 5 kids at once. 5 freaking kids. Damn. And she's rooming over 100 kids plus over 20 grandchildren. There's also Nawaski, who's with the Garrett Storms. Kanza, who's one of the quartets. He's voiced by Taylor Harris. Charlotte War, he does not have a dub actor because he's not speaking the series. He's one of the younger children. We have the 2 twins, Dose and Durkee, both voiced by Dallas Reed. Yes, they're the second youngest of all the grandchildren. You have Ania, a beautiful adorable little girl, and she's only 8. And all she wants to do is to cut up her dolly, despite the fact they claim, that they want to hurt her. And there's also Angelus. He's voiced Matt Untridge. D. Chat, who doesn't speak here in this opening scene, but he actually does not speak. He's not lines. There's also Wolfers, who's voiced by Jill Harris. So yeah, we have 2 Black Clover alumni here in this episode. And also Normandy, a dwarf who does not have voice actor. And that was just 809. That is like a dozen characters. Heck, even a lot of variant characters. And if you're curious, how far does the chapters go to? The episodes go to anyways? Well, in the case of 807, that finishes up 843, just like pages 11, 13, 17, 19, 843. In the case 808, it's 214 pages 214 16 of 843, pretty much the entirety of chapter 844. 809 covers pages 2 through 11 of chapter 845, and by 810, the last episode discussing here, it's pretty much the rest of the chapter. So in just 3 episodes, they got maybe 2 chapters. So, of course, also the Volsung Comic sees the humongous army going after Luffy, and of course, also it starts raining there. But it's not water it's dripping. Oh no, it's syrup. And I remember this very well. Luffy flips over and he's like, I'm not going to eat syrup. No, thank you. I want to eat Sanji's cooking. He's that stubborn. And he tells Nami to hide later on. Because they're like, oh crap, there's bad guys coming. Go hide. He'll stay there, but Nami basically be the one. And of course, they keep telling his friend, nah, not interested. So then he proceeds to fight the Fury Army, who shows up completely out of nowhere. Yeah, it's 2 against appears 300 people, and about 20% of the people are in fact Big Mom's children. He does defeat a lot of the mini soldiers. He beats them pretty easily. I think in the case of the air children, he has a tough time beating them. But then of course we kind of end it with the one who looks like a candle. He basically traps Luffy in some candle wax, and that's how we end there. But yeah, those are the 4 episodes in a nutshell. Yeah, you might think, wow, that's not a lot of talk. Oh, one more thing I forgot to talk about here. It's stuff with Sanji. And there's a little bit here with Carrot and Chopper, where they're still fighting that rabbit in Braylee's world. That's a little scene with that. And there's also a scene with when Sanji, when he arrives at the Whole Cake Chateau, he sees Big Mom for the first time. He also meets Pudding in person. He's only seen her picture. He's never seen her in person before. And then we have this 3-minute sequence of all the food singing and dancing, which all the Vols point out, though, man, this is creepy. And Sanji's like, I love food, but I hate you guys. Yep, and of course and putting like, oh yeah, can we talk in private? Like, okay. Then of course he takes off like he discusses like some stuff, and of course takes off his fake mask that he was given just previous episodes, just so he can meet her. And he's like, let's get married tomorrow, and that's how the episode ends. Yeah, it's a very interesting set of episodes, but in the case of like anything four, aside from the debut of a boatload of characters, we don't get much progression here. Not a lot per se, just 4 episodes, but all right, we got 4 down, 44 to go. This is going to be the first of like 12 videos this thing. I might have a couple stoppage, basically to work on some other anime, but I'm going to try to get these done as quickly as possible. Okay, so that's episode of you. Next episode is going to be a Comic Corner, and then back to One Piece. Okay, next video. Bye.